Marianne Grant. So she's Frank's older sister? Younger sister. I'm sorry. So Marianne is going to share maybe a few stories about her brother because a lot of you don't know him. I got to know him, so go ahead, Marianne.
Can you raise this up just a little bit?
So let me put this up.
Okay, I'm a lousy speaker, but I'm going to try my best. Okay. It's an honor for me to be here. Oh, excuse me. It's an honor for me to pay tribute today to a very special person, my brother, Captain Frank John Miller. My name is Marianne Grant. I am Frank's younger sister, and my sister is Toni Thompson. There's the three of us. Frank was remarkable in so many ways. He lived his life to the fullest, and he touched many people during his time here with us. As I reach out for the right words to express my thoughts about my brother Frank, I remember the many roles that Frank played throughout his life: family, fishing, mechanics, which all started in his younger years. Frank's life began in a small stucco house in East Oakland, close enough to the estuary, where he would ride his bike to fish every chance he got. Our dad would take us to Berkeley Pier at times too, but our most treasured memories were of our summer vacations at Martin's Beach, just south of Half Moon Bay. We would pack up our 48 Dodge and head over the hills to the ocean. Never failed that on the top of the ridge, the radiator would overheat and I would get car sick. At the beach, the three of us spent many hours body surfing. I sometimes think that maybe our parents were trying to get rid of us because there was a very dangerous undertow there. Frank learned to fish for smelt with one-man and then two-man nets, which he later learned to make. As children, fishing for smelt was so exciting. When the fish started to run, we would all pile in the back of the manager's pickup truck, the manager of the beach's pickup truck, with nets and buckets and head for the other side of the beach. My sister and I and others would eagerly await the fishermen to empty their nets full of smelt on the beach for us to pick up, and Mom would later fry them up, and what a feast. Frank showed an interest for mechanics early on. Soon after we acquired our aunt's old TV, he not only fixed ours, but everyone else's on the block along with radios. Then came the cars, and I recall a 38 Ford pickup and a 57 Plymouth that he rebuilt. And I remember when I was about in junior high, he actually had me under the car holding a flywheel and told me I better not drop it because it would slit my throat if I did. I mean, I was so scared. I remember I was trembling, and that thing was heavy. I was a little kid, and I was holding it like this. He also rebuilt one of his high school teacher's cars. I think he found there was more than one way to get an A. After high school, Frank enlisted in the Army. It broke my heart when he left. He was my friend, my role model, my protector. He made me feel loved and safe. I wrote him letters every day and sent coffee cans full of chocolate chip cookies every week. Later, Frank married and had two beautiful daughters, Danielle and Brooke. Although it was a marriage that ended in divorce, he never wavered on his devotion and responsibilities to his two daughters. After the divorce, Frank moved into a small A-frame houseboat here in this harbor and set down his roots. Beside his immediate family, Frank loved the harbor and the community here. I would like to read a few of the many quotes from harbor residents that were posted the day Frank passed. Frank was the pillar of this harbor and community. All around good human being. Frank kept us honest. Frank was always able to do pretty much anything he put his mind to. Troubleshooting was one of his super strengths. integrity, ethics, and knowledge of the Bay and all things mechanical. He was always willing to lend a helping hand and share his knowledge. Frank has been a parental support for me. Frank was a man of kindness and character, a wise and wonderful soul, a legend. I was just thinking, maybe we should elect a captain to lead our country next. Beside Frank's love for his family and the harbor community, he had a third family, the San Francisco Bay Fishing Fleet. Nothing made Frank more happier than fishing in the bay on the Fury. 50 wonderful years of doing what he loved to do. He became very knowledgeable about fishing, but also recognized the importance of preserving the coastal ecosystems and fisheries. Frank loved communicating with the San Francisco Fleet. As soon as he fired up his boat and turned on the radio, he was a happy man. He just loved being on that radio and talking to those guys. And I must say, even when he wasn't here and he'd come down to visit me near Pismo Beach, he was still talking to those guys. He was a constant source of information for his fellow fishermen. Many turned to him for mechanical problems as well. He never turned anyone down. And at times, he ran himself ragged trying to help his fellow mates, a labor of love. Frank not only loved catching fish and teaching other people how to, he loved sharing them and cooking them. One time, when I had an eight-week job in Berkeley and I was staying with Frank at this harbor, he decided we should have a crab fish tiramisu feed at the clubhouse. Frank cracked crab for 50 people, and I made the tiramisu. What a feast, what fun. Frank would definitely approve of the amazingly beautiful event that you all have dedicated to him today. Thank you for keeping my brother's legacy alive. I am certain he is smiling down at all of us doing what he loved most: family, friendship, fishing, kindness, sharing, amazing food, dancing, and of course, cookies. Thank you.